The thick wool blanket settles heavily over your shoulders, trapping the warmth of your body against the cool night air. Outside, a gentle snow falls in silent, rhythmic sheets, muffling the world beyond the heavy wooden logs. You feel the deep stillness of the cabin wrapping around you like a soft, protective embrace. The scent of aged pine and cedar fills the quiet space, grounding you in this peaceful moment. Your breath slows down, matching the steady, unhurried pace of the drifting flakes. There is nothing to do but rest, letting the weight of the day dissolve into the shadows. You sink deeper into the plush cushions, feeling the dense foam support your weary muscles. The room is dimly lit by the amber flicker of the dying embers in the hearth. A soft rustle comes from the roof where snow accumulates on the thick thatch. Your eyelids grow heavy, pulled down by the comfortable warmth radiating from the stone fireplace. The air smells faintly of burnt oak and sweet vanilla smoke. Every muscle relaxes as you let go of any remaining tension in your neck and shoulders. The crackle of a settling log echoes softly in the large stone chimney. You watch the sparks dance upward before fading into darkness, leaving only a trail of golden light. The silence outside is profound, broken only by the occasional whisper of wind through bare branches. Your mind drifts like a leaf on a slow-moving stream, unburdened and free. The warmth from the fire creeps closer, wrapping around your legs and feet. You feel safe here, enclosed in this timeless bubble of quiet comfort. A mug of hot tea sits on the small wooden table beside you, steam curling gently into the cool air. You do not reach for it, but simply observe the slow spirals rising and vanishing. The sound of snow landing on the roof creates a soft, white noise that soothes your senses. Your breathing becomes even shallower, merging with the quiet rhythm of the night. The shadows in the corners of the room stretch long and soft, blending into the darkness. Everything feels slow, deliberate, and profoundly peaceful. The firelight casts dancing shadows on the rough-hewn walls of the cabin. You notice the texture of the wood grain illuminated by the gentle glow. Your thoughts are distant now, floating away like smoke up the chimney. The weight of your head feels heavy against the back of the chair. A faint scent of lavender drifts from a sachet nearby, adding to the sense of relaxation. Time seems to stand still in this warm, enclosed space. You pull the wool blanket higher, tucking it securely around your chin. The fabric feels coarse yet comforting against your skin. Outside, the snow continues its quiet descent, blanketing the world in white. The temperature inside remains constant and inviting, a stark contrast to the cold beyond the glass. Your limbs feel loose and heavy, sinking further into relaxation. The only sound is the soft hum of the house settling. The embers in the fireplace glow with a deep, steady red light. They pulse slowly, like a gentle heartbeat in the center of the room. You watch them without focus, letting your eyes soften and lose their sharpness. The air is still and warm, carrying the faint scent of ash. Your body feels completely supported by the chair and the blanket. There is no urgency, no need to move or speak, only to be. A distant owl calls softly from the forest beyond the tree line. The sound is low and mournful, blending seamlessly with the night sounds. You feel a wave of tranquility wash over you, deepening your state of rest. The firelight flickers once, then stabilizes into a steady, warm glow. Your breaths are barely audible, slow and rhythmic. The world outside has ceased to exist, replaced by this inner calm. The shadows lengthen and deepen as the night progresses. You feel yourself drifting on a sea of comfort, untethered from reality. The warmth of the fireplace radiates steadily against your back. Your mind is empty, a clear space filled only with silence. The texture of the blanket beneath your fingers becomes the only thing that matters. sleep approaches gently, like a soft tide coming in. Your eyes close slowly, blocking out the last flicker of firelight. Darkness envelops you, but it is a warm, welcoming darkness. The sound of snow falling fades into the background of your consciousness. You are floating in a space of pure stillness and peace. Your body is heavy yet weightless, suspended in comfort. Let go completely, sinking deeper into the soft embrace of sleep. The heavy wool blanket settles further down your shoulders, creating a gentle pressure that anchors you to the chair. You feel the soft friction of the fabric against your skin, a constant and comforting touch. The fire has settled into a bed of glowing embers, radiating a steady, deep heat. There is no need to move, only to breathe and let the warmth seep into your bones. Your eyelids are heavy, resting comfortably in the quiet dimness of the cabin. A log shifts softly on the hearth, releasing a tiny whisper of sparks that float upward into the darkness. The sound is faint, like a distant sigh, adding to the rhythmic calm of the room. You watch the embers pulse with a slow, hypnotic rhythm, their light dancing gently on the wooden beams above. Each breath you take feels slower and deeper than the last, syncing with the quiet pulse of the fire. The air smells faintly of cedar and old wood, a scent that feels like home. Outside, the snow continues its silent descent, muffling the world beyond the thick window panes. The white landscape glows with a soft, ethereal blue light, contrasting with the warm amber inside. You feel completely sealed off from any cold or noise, wrapped in a cocoon of safety and warmth. Your body sinks deeper into the cushions, supported fully by the chair and the weight of the blanket. Every muscle relaxes further, releasing tension you did not know you were holding. The rhythm of your breathing becomes the only sound that matters, a slow and steady tide rising and falling. You are aware of the warmth spreading from your chest outward to your fingertips and toes. The shadows in the corners of the room seem to soften, blending into the gentle darkness. There is nothing to do but exist in this moment of profound stillness and peace. Time slows down, stretching out like a long, comfortable breath. A faint crackle from the fire breaks the silence, a gentle reminder of the warmth keeping you safe. The sound is low and soothing, like a lullaby meant for the soul. You feel a sense of deep contentment wash over you, heavy and sweet. The weight of your limbs increases pleasantly, pressing you closer to the embrace of sleep. Your thoughts dissolve into the background, leaving only a clear space of quiet awareness. The warmth of the room feels like a hug that never ends, enveloping you in its gentle care. You are floating in a state of weightlessness, suspended between waking and dreaming. The texture of the blanket feels smoother now, almost liquid against your skin. Your mind drifts further away from any concerns, leaving them far behind in the daylight. All that remains is the soft hum of silence and the steady beat of your own heart. The embers glow with a faint, dying light, casting long and lazy shadows across the floorboards. The air is still and warm, holding the day's heat close to you. You feel a profound sense of gratitude for this quiet moment, this safe harbour. There is no urgency in the world right now, only the slow passage of time. Your body feels loose and relaxed, melting into the surroundings like wax near a flame. Your consciousness begins to blur at the edges, softening into a dreamlike haze. The distinction between you and the room fades away, blending into one unified feeling of comfort. The sound of the wind outside is merely a soft murmur, too distant to disturb your peace. You are drifting further down, following the gentle current of sleep. Every sensation becomes softer, more muted and infinitely calm. The last flicker of firelight dances across your closed eyelids, painting gentle patterns in the dark. You feel a deep sense of surrender, letting go of any remaining tension. The blanket feels like a second skin, warm and protective against the cool night air. Your breathing is shallow and slow, matching the quiet rhythm of the cabin. Sleep is no longer approaching. It has already arrived, wrapping you in its arms. Silence fills the space around you, thick and comforting like a heavy blanket. The fire has settled into a quiet bed of ash and faint red glow. You are floating in a void of pure relaxation, untethered from time and space. There is nothing left to think about, only the feeling of deep rest. Drift now into the soft darkness, where peace awaits you in every breath. The faintest whisper of wind brushes against the old wooden shingles, a soft sound like dried leaves turning over in your mind. You feel the weight of the quilt pressing gently into your shoulders, anchoring you to this moment of stillness. The embers beneath the ash release their last warmth, a slow and steady pulse that matches your own resting heart. There is no need to move or speak, only to exist within this circle of quiet comfort. The shadows in the corners of the room deepen, softening into a uniform grey twilight. Your thoughts dissolve like sugar in hot tea, leaving behind only a sweet, empty calm. A single spark lifts from the bed of coals, drifting upward in a silent dance before fading into the dark smoke. You watch it with half-closed eyes, your focus softening until the detail blurs into a warm blur of light. The air inside the cabin feels still and heavy, saturated with the scent of pine resin and old wood. Your body sinks deeper into the mattress, the springs creaking once in a long, low note of contentment. Outside, the snow continues to fall without sound, layering the world in pure white silence. You are safe here, enclosed by walls that hold back the cold night air. The cool tip of your nose registers the slight chill from the window, but your feet remain toasty under the woolen throw. This contrast creates a perfect balance, keeping you alert enough to feel yet relaxed enough to drift away. The firelight flickers once more, casting long, wavering shadows that stretch across the ceiling beams like slow-moving clouds. Your breath comes out in a visible mist, cooling instantly in the quiet air of the room. You feel a profound sense of heaviness in your limbs, a pleasant fatigue that pulls you downward. Every muscle untwists slowly, releasing the last knots of tension held from the day. The sound of your own heartbeat becomes audible in the quiet, a slow and steady drum echoing in your chest. It feels like the pulse of the cabin itself, synchronized with the settling timber and the cooling stone. You let this rhythm guide you, counting nothing, measuring no time, only feeling the beat. The darkness around you is not empty but full of potential rest, a vast ocean where you can float indefinitely. Your eyelids feel heavy as lead, pressing down against the gentle patterns of light and dark. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do. A log shifts slightly in the hearth, sending a small shower of sparks that hiss softly before dying out. The sound is like distant rain on a tin roof, soothing and rhythmic without demanding your attention. You trace the path of the heat rising from the floorboards up through your legs and into your back. The fabric of the blanket feels incredibly soft against your skin, a tactile anchor in this dreamlike state. Your mind wanders freely, not chasing thoughts but letting them pass like birds across a winter sky. Each breath you take draws in more peace, exhaling any remaining worry. The outside world has ceased to exist, leaving only this small sphere of warmth and safety. The snow continues its quiet accumulation, burying the paths and roads in a thick, silent blanket of white. You feel disconnected from any urgency, suspended in a timeless bubble of comfort. The air smells faintly of cedar and dried lavender, scents that speak of old memories and rest. Your consciousness begins to edge toward the threshold of sleep, curious but unwilling to step fully through yet. It is a liminal space, soft and hazy, where reality gently blurs into dream. Your fingers twitch slightly under the covers, no longer needing to hold anything or grip any tension. They rest loosely at your sides, heavy and relaxed, belonging entirely to this moment of rest. The fire has reduced to a bed of glowing charcoal, radiating a steady, unchanging heat that requires no tending. You feel watched by the quiet itself, a benevolent presence that ensures your peace is undisturbed. The silence is profound, broken only by the occasional settling groan of the house. It is a lullaby composed of stillness, sung directly to your sleeping soul. A sense of gratitude washes over you, not for anything specific, but for the simple act of being here. You appreciate the warmth, the safety, and the quiet without needing to analyze or label it. This feeling spreads through your chest like warm honey, slow and sweet and satisfying. Your thoughts have slowed to a trickle, then stopped, leaving a clear and quiet mind. The boundary between waking and dreaming becomes increasingly porous and indistinct. You are ready to let go completely, trusting the darkness to catch you. The last conscious thought drifts away like a leaf falling from a bare branch into deep snow. You feel the gentle pull of gravity on your body, encouraging you to sink deeper into the mattress. The world outside is frozen in time, preserved under layers of pristine white silence. Inside, the air remains warm and still, cradling you in its embrace. There is no fear of missing out, only the joy of letting go. Sleep approaches not as an event, but as a natural tide coming in to cover the shore. Your breath slows further, becoming almost imperceptible in the still air of the cabin. The fire is now just a memory of warmth, stored in your bones and muscles. You float in a sea of darkness that feels soft and supportive beneath you. There is no edge to this void, only endless comfort and quiet repose. Your mind is blank, a clean slate wiped smooth by rest. Drift now into the final depths, where dreams begin to form like fog on water. The soft glow of embers pulses gently in the hearth, casting long, slow shadows that dance across the wooden floorboards. You feel the heavy weight of the quilt settling deeper into your shoulders, a comforting pressure that anchors you to the bed. The scent of pine and old paper lingers faintly in the air, mixed with the subtle sweetness of cooling wood smoke. Outside, the wind whispers against the eaves, a low and rhythmic murmur that blends seamlessly with the quiet crackle of the fire. Your limbs feel loose and unburdened, sinking further into the plush mattress that holds you securely. Time seems to stretch and soften here, losing its sharp edges in the warm haze of the room. Each breath draws in the cozy stillness, filling your lungs with a sense of profound safety. The darkness beyond the window is absolute, yet it feels kind and protective rather than empty. You are wrapped in layers of warmth that radiate from the center of your chest outward. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do but rest. A faint scent of vanilla drifts through the still air, mingling with the earthy aroma of damp snow pressing against the glass. The firewood settles with a soft sigh, releasing tiny sparks that rise like golden dust before fading into the dark. Your eyelids feel heavy and warm, resting easily in their natural position without effort or strain. The blanket around your legs feels particularly snug, trapping the heat close to your skin in a gentle embrace. Outside, the world is hushed under a thick blanket of white, mute and peaceful against the night sky. You notice the slow rise and fall of your own chest, a rhythmic movement that matches the quiet pulse of the cabin. The shadows on the wall lengthen and soften, merging into the darkness without any sudden or jarring changes. Your thoughts are distant now, like clouds passing slowly behind a moon obscured by gentle fog. The room feels smaller and cozier, wrapping around you like a protective shell against the cold night air. The floorboards beneath the bed creak softly once, a subtle sound that reminds you of the solid structure holding everything together. You feel a profound sense of stillness spreading through your toes, moving slowly upward through your calves and knees. The air in the room is perfectly still, carrying no drafts or disturbances, only the steady warmth of the hearth. A single feather might fall from the pillow without disturbing the peaceful silence that surrounds you completely. Your mind floats in a space free of tasks, worries, or expectations, existing only in the present moment. The light from the fire dims slightly, turning to a deep and comforting russet hue that soothes your tired eyes. You are aware of the softness of the sheets against your skin, a texture that feels incredibly gentle and smooth. The night outside continues its quiet vigil, protecting the cabin with its thick blanket of undisturbed snow and darkness. A distant owl calls softly from the woods, its sound muffled by the heavy snow and the thick walls of your shelter. The fire reduces to a bed of bright red coals that glow with an inner steady light like sleeping eyes. Your breathing becomes shallower and slower, each exhale releasing any remaining tension from your day into the warm air. You feel as though you are sinking into a cloud, supported entirely by the mattress and the warmth surrounding you. The boundaries between your body and the bed begin to blur, creating a seamless sense of unity with your surroundings. There is a gentle hum in the silence, the sound of your own peaceful existence in this safe and quiet place. The cold outside feels distant and irrelevant, separated from you by layers of wood, glass, and insulation. Your heart beats slowly and steadily, a calm rhythm that anchors you in this moment of deep rest. The shadows in the corner of the room deepen into a rich indigo, blending smoothly with the darkness beyond the window frame. You feel a gentle warmth spreading through your palms, as if holding the residual heat from the day's activities within them. The crackle of the fire is now intermittent, small pops that sound like distant whispers rather than loud noises. Your awareness of the room expands slowly, encompassing the quiet corners and the soft textures of everything you touch. There is no urgency in this moment, only a vast and open space for your consciousness to rest peacefully. The air feels thick with comfort, wrapping around you like a second skin that keeps the chill at bay. You notice the faint scent of cedar from the furniture, a grounding aroma that has been part of this cabin for years. Sleep is not something you are trying to achieve, but a natural state you are already entering. A gentle draft carries the scent of snow across the floor, cool but not cold, refreshing the still air slightly. Your legs feel incredibly heavy and relaxed, completely at rest under the weight of the thick comforter. The light from the embers flickers once, then settles into a steady, dull red glow that requires no effort to look at. You are suspended in a state of perfect neutrality, where neither joy nor sadness exists, only pure being. The world outside continues its slow rotation, unnoticed and unimportant to you in this moment of deep repose. The mattress supports your spine perfectly, allowing your muscles to release any remaining grip on tension. A sense of timelessness settles over you, as if this hour could stretch out into eternity without any loss of comfort. The quiet is profound, a physical presence that fills the room and soothes every nerve ending in your body. The final piece of wood in the fireplace collapses softly, sending a tiny shower of ash that drifts down like snow. You feel your consciousness drifting further away from your physical form, floating in a sea of warm darkness. The sound of your own heartbeat is the only rhythm you are aware of, slow and steady as a lullaby. The blanket covers you completely, creating a private universe of warmth and safety that excludes all external disturbances. There is no need to hold on to anything, No need to remember or forget, just this endless now. The air around you feels still and sweet, carrying the faintest trace of wood smoke and dried herbs. Your thoughts have dissolved into mist, leaving behind a clear and quiet mind ready for dreams. The cabin stands firm against the night, a silent guardian of your peaceful slumber. A soft breeze stirs the curtains near the window, a gentle wave of fabric that moves slowly in the still air. You feel a profound sense of gratitude for this moment of rest, though it is not an active thought but a feeling. The warmth from your body radiates into the pillow, creating a soft indentation that perfectly fits your head. Outside, the snow continues to fall, covering the world in a fresh layer of white that muffles all sound completely. Your arms rest loosely by your sides, heavy and relaxed, disconnected from any desire to move or act. The darkness in the room is velvety and soft, embracing you with a tenderness that feels almost maternal. You are safe, you are warm, and you are alone in the best possible way, free from expectations. Sleep draws closer now, a gentle tide pulling you toward the shore of dreams. The last ember fades to a faint grey glow, its light barely visible but still present in the corner of your eye. You feel your breath sinking with the silence of the night, becoming almost indistinguishable from the air itself. The weight of the blanket feels like a gentle hug, holding you close and keeping the cold firmly at bay. Your mind is a blank canvas, painted only with soft hues of relaxation and deep tranquility. There is no past to dwell on and no future to anticipate, only this infinite present moment of peace. The cabin creaks softly one last time, settling into the night like an old friend finding comfort in sleep. You float deeper into the mattress, dissolving into the softness that surrounds you on all sides. Darkness wraps around you like a second blanket, warm and comforting and utterly serene. Silence fills the space completely, a thick and heavy quiet that feels like a physical embrace around your body. You are unaware of where you end and the bed begins, merged together in a single state of rest. The air is cool and still against your face, contrasting gently with the warmth radiating from under the covers. Your thoughts have ceased entirely, replaced by a deep and wordless awareness of peace and safety. The night outside is vast and indifferent, yet here inside, everything is focused on your comfort and well-being. Sleep arrives now without warning or ceremony, simply present like the dawn after a long night. You drift into it willingly, letting go of the last threads of consciousness that tied you to wakefulness. The world fades away, leaving only the soft sound of your own breathing in the dark. The embers in the hearth pulse with a slow and rhythmic light, casting long shadows that dance gently against the wooden walls. A faint scent of cedar smoke lingers in the air, wrapping around you like a soft and invisible scarf of warmth. The fire crackles occasionally, a low and soothing whisper that blends seamlessly into the heavy silence of the room. You feel the weight of your eyelids growing heavier, pulling them down until the world is reduced to mere shapes and shadows. There is nothing left to do but breathe, allowing each exhale to carry away any remaining tension from your muscles. The blanket feels thick and protective, shielding you from the cool night air that presses against the window panes. Your heart beats slowly and steadily, a quiet drum echoing the peaceful rhythm of the cabin around you. Time stretches out infinitely, losing all meaning as you sink deeper into the mattress below. The darkness is not empty but full of comfort, holding you safely in its gentle embrace. A single snowflake drifts against the glass, melting slowly before it can touch your skin, a tiny moment of connection with the outside world. The temperature in the room remains perfectly balanced, neither too hot nor too cold, just right for deep and restful sleep. Your toes are warm beneath the layers of wool and cotton, anchored firmly in place by the softness of the bed. The sound of the wind has faded to a mere hum, a distant lullaby that requires no attention or response from you. You feel a sense of floating, as if gravity has loosened its grip on your body entirely. The shadows in the corners of the room seem to deepen, retreating further away as the light from the fire dims slightly. There is no need to move or adjust your position, for everything is already exactly where it needs to be. Your breathing becomes shallower and slower, matching the quiet stillness that permeates every inch of this safe space. The wood in the fireplace settles with a soft and contented sigh, releasing tiny sparks that rise and vanish before reaching the ceiling. These small lights are like brief thoughts that appear and then dissolve, leaving no trace behind. You notice the texture of the pillowcase against your cheek, smooth and cool yet yielding to your weight. A sense of profound safety settles over you, like a heavy quilt draped gently across your shoulders. The cabin stands firm against the night, its timbers groaning softly in a way that feels comforting rather than alarming. Your mind is clear and empty, a blank slate ready for the darkness to fill with dreams. There is no urgency here, only the slow and steady passage of time measured by the dying fire. You let go of any desire to control or direct your thoughts, allowing them to drift away like leaves on a stream. The light from the hearth flickers once more, casting a brief wave of amber across the ceiling beams above your head. This gentle illumination reveals the dust motes dancing in the air, suspended in time like tiny stars in a miniature galaxy. You feel the warmth radiating from the fire penetrating deep into your bones, melting away any lingering stiffness or tension. The silence is profound and enveloping, broken only by the occasional soft pop of cooling wood. Your body feels heavy and relaxed, sinking further into the mattress with each passing second. There is no sound from outside, only the quiet hum of existence within these protective walls. You are completely disconnected from the worries of the day, floating in a sea of tranquility. The darkness around you is velvety and soft, cushioning your senses from any harsh reality. A log shifts slightly in the grate, sending a small shower of ash drifting down into the bed of coals below. This minor movement is so gentle it barely registers, yet it marks another moment passing in the stillness. You become aware of the rhythm of your own heartbeat, slow and steady like the ticking of a distant clock. The air feels thick and rich, carrying the faint aroma of pine and old wood that soothes your mind. Your limbs feel loose and unburdened, resting effortlessly against the soft surfaces surrounding you. There is no need to speak or listen, only to be present in this quiet sanctuary. The night outside continues its silent vigil, but here within, all is calm and undisturbed. You drift closer to the edge of sleep, where thoughts become images and images fade into pure feeling. The shadows in the room seem to stretch and blend together, creating a seamless tapestry of darkness and dim light. Your awareness narrows to the small circle of warmth beneath your covers, a private world of comfort and peace. The fire burns lower now, its light reduced to a soft and glowing orange that pulses gently like a breathing lung. You feel a wave of drowsiness wash over you, heavy and sweet, pulling you deeper into rest. There is no resistance in your body, only acceptance of the stillness that surrounds you on all sides. The cabin feels alive yet quiet, humming with a low energy that promotes relaxation and sleep. Your thoughts are sparse and distant, drifting away like smoke rising from the chimney. You are safe here, held by the weight of the blankets and the warmth of the fire. A gentle breeze stirs the curtains slightly, though you feel no draft against your skin, only the memory of movement. The sound is soft and whispery, like a secret being shared between the trees outside. You notice the pattern of the blanket folds, simple and regular, creating lines of comfort across your body. Your mind wanders slowly without direction or purpose, floating through vague sensations of warmth and weight. The fire provides a constant anchor, its glow steady and reassuring in the vast darkness of the night. There is nothing to solve or fix, only this moment of perfect stillness to inhabit fully. You feel your consciousness slipping away, dissolving into the soft and wordless space of deep sleep. The embers glow with a steady and unchanging light, a beacon of warmth in the cool expanse of the night. Your breathing is so shallow it is barely perceptible, yet perfectly aligned with the rhythm of the room. The weight of your head on the pillow feels substantial and grounding, keeping you anchored in comfort. Outside, the snow continues to fall silently, adding another layer to the peaceful world beyond the glass. Inside, the air is still and warm, carrying the last traces of smoke that tickle your nose gently. You feel a profound sense of surrender, letting go of any remaining control over your thoughts or feelings. Sleep approaches not as an event but as a state of being, already here and waiting for you. A small crackle from the hearth breaks the silence, a tiny spark of sound in the vast quietude of the night. It is followed by a deep and resonant hum that seems to come from the earth itself. Your body responds with a subtle relaxation, muscles unclenching further as you sink deeper into rest. The light in the room dims imperceptibly, encouraging your eyes to close completely if they have not already. You feel wrapped in layers of safety, protected by the walls and the warmth of the fire alike. There is no time left for thinking, only for feeling the gentle pull of sleep taking hold. Your consciousness fades like a candle flame in a breeze, leaving behind a pure and peaceful dark. The final glow of the fire casts long and soft shadows that merge with the darkness around the edges of the room. You are entirely alone yet never lonely, surrounded by the comforting presence of the cabin. The air is cool and fresh against your skin, contrasting pleasantly with the warmth beneath the covers. Your mind is a blank canvas, free from images or words, resting in a state of pure potential. The night stretches out endlessly before you, filled with promise of rest and renewal. You drift forward into this unknown space, carried by the gentle current of sleep. There is no fear, only the soft acceptance of surrendering to the dark. The embers glow with a soft and steady pulse, casting a warm amber light that dances gently across the wooden floorboards. You feel the weight of the heavy quilt pressing down on your legs, anchoring you safely to the spot where rest finds you. A faint scent of pine lingers in the air, mixing with the sweet smell of burning cedar chips near the hearth. Your breathing slows to match the rhythm of the settling house, each exhale longer and deeper than the last. The world outside has ceased to exist, replaced by this cozy bubble of heat and quiet solitude. A gentle draught slips through the crack under the door, carrying the crisp scent of snow from the forest beyond. It does not chill you, but rather refreshes the air in the room with a clean and cool purity that feels soothing. The fire pops softly, a quiet sound like a whisper settling into the silence of the night hours. You shift slightly under the covers, finding a new position of comfort as your muscles melt further into relaxation. There is nothing to do here, nowhere to be, only the present moment of stillness and peace. The shadows in the corner of the room stretch and merge, becoming indistinct shapes that drift like slow clouds in your mind. You watch them without effort, letting your gaze blur as the boundaries between reality and dream begin to soften. The heat from the fire wraps around you like a warm embrace, soothing any lingering tension in your shoulders and neck. Time seems to lose its meaning here, dissolving into the endless and comforting flow of the night. Your thoughts grow sparse, floating away like leaves on a calm and dark river. Outside, the wind murmurs against the siding of the cabin, a low and soothing sound that acts as white noise for your senses. It is distant and muffled by the thick logs of the walls, ensuring that the inside remains a sanctuary of warmth. You feel the gentle rise and fall of your own chest, a rhythmic movement that guides you deeper into the state of sleep. The firelight flickers softly on the ceiling, creating patterns that are hypnotic and easy to follow. Your mind is quiet, empty of worries, filled only with the sensation of drifting. The weight of your eyelids becomes too heavy to hold open, so they close naturally, shutting out the last bits of firelight. In the darkness behind your lids, colours swirl softly, mixing in a palette of deep blues and warm oranges that require no energy to observe. You are floating now, suspended in a space between waking and sleeping where time moves at a different pace. The cabin around you feels solid and protective, a shell that keeps the cold and noise far away from your rest. Every breath brings you closer to the depths of dreamless sleep. A log settles deeper into the ash, releasing a small puff of smoke that smells of sweet wood and earth. The sound is barely audible, just a soft hiss that blends seamlessly with the silence of the room. You feel yourself sinking lower into the cushions, your body becoming heavier and more relaxed with each passing minute. There is no need to control anything now, as the natural rhythm of rest takes over completely. The warmth spreads from your core outward, touching every part of your being with gentle comfort. The cold air outside seems to press against the glass, highlighting the warmth and safety within your small haven. Snowflakes drift past the window pane in slow motion, each one unique and fleeting like a passing thought. You notice them only vaguely, your attention turning inward to the sensations of your own body at rest. The blanket feels softer now, molded perfectly to your shape, providing a cocoon of security and heat. Your heartbeat slows further, becoming a distant drum that marks the passage of timeless night. Silence envelops the room completely, a thick and comforting blanket that muffles all external sounds. You are alone with your thoughts, but even they have quieted down to a mere hum of awareness. The fire has burned down to coals that glow with a steady and unwavering red light. This light is gentle on your spirit, casting no harsh shadows, only soft gradients of warmth and coolness. You feel a profound sense of gratitude for this moment of peace and stillness in the night. Your consciousness drifts further away from the physical world, moving into a space of pure sensation and color. The boundaries of your body seem to dissolve, merging with the warmth of the room and the darkness of the night. You are weightless now, floating in a sea of tranquility that stretches out infinitely in all directions. There is no past or future here, only this eternal present moment of rest and renewal. Sleep comes to you gently, like a wave lapping at the shore of your mind. The last thread of awareness begins to fray, leaving you in a state of peaceful unconsciousness. The cabin stands silent and strong around you, guarding your slumber against the winter night outside. The embers fade slightly, their light dimming to a soft glow that requires no effort to perceive. You are safe, warm, and deeply rested, carried away by the gentle currents of dreamland. There is nothing left to do but surrender to the dark and sweet embrace of sleep. The silence of the cabin deepens, wrapping around you like a thick velvet blanket that holds the day's warmth close to your skin. Outside, the snow continues its quiet descent, each flake landing with a softness that muffles the world beyond the glass. Inside, the air is still and sweet, carrying the faint, comforting scent of cedar and old wood. Your breathing slows to match the rhythm of the settling house, a gentle rise and fall that requires no thought or effort. The darkness in the corners of the room feels heavy and protective, holding you in a safe and warm embrace. You feel the weight of your body sink deeper into the cushions, supported by the floor beneath you. Every muscle relaxes further, releasing any remaining tension into the quiet air. The night stretches out before you, endless and peaceful, inviting you to drift further away. A low hum of the wind against the eaves provides a steady, monotonous backdrop to your fading awareness. It is a sound so distant and consistent that it blends into the very texture of the silence surrounding you. The firewood in the hearth shifts slightly, creating a soft crackle that echoes softly in the stillness of the room. You listen to this gentle noise without focusing on it, letting it wash over your mind like a slow-moving stream. The warmth radiating from the stones spreads across the floorboards, reaching out to touch your feet with a comforting heat. There is no need to move or speak, only to exist in this quiet space of rest and safety. Your thoughts become lighter, drifting away like smoke curling toward the chimney. The world outside ceases to matter, leaving only this moment of deep and abiding peace. Your eyelids feel heavy and sweet, sealed shut by the comfort of the deep rest you are entering. The darkness behind them is not empty, but filled with a soft, velvety texture that feels like warm silk against your mind. You are suspended in a state of weightless calm, where time has lost its meaning and urgency has faded away. The cabin around you seems to breathe in sync with your own slow, rhythmic breathing, creating a harmonious cycle of rest. Shadows lengthen and soften in the corners, merging into a single, cohesive darkness that holds you securely. There is a profound sense of safety in this stillness, as if the walls themselves are guardians of your sleep. The cold winter night remains far outside, separated by thick timber and stone from your warm sanctuary. You sink deeper into the mattress, feeling the support cradle you gently. The scent of pine needles and wood smoke lingers in the air, grounding you in this familiar and comforting space. It is a smell that speaks of warmth and shelter, wrapping around your consciousness like a gentle hug. Your mind wanders freely, unburdened by tasks or worries, floating on a sea of tranquility and soft darkness. The only sound is the occasional settling of the house, a soft creak that reminds you of the solid structure holding up the roof. You feel a deep connection to the earth beneath you, rooted and steady as the old trees outside stand in the snow. The warmth of the fire persists, a constant companion in the long night, keeping the chill at bay. Your body feels heavy and relaxed, melting into the fabric of the bedding with every passing second. Sleep is no longer something you chase, but a state you have fully inhabited. Time seems to dissolve completely, leaving you in a timeless void of comfort and quiet repose. The distinction between night and day fades away, replaced by an eternal present moment of rest. You are enveloped in a cocoon of warmth that feels both physical and spiritual, soothing every part of your being. The fire's glow dims slightly, casting longer, softer shadows that dance gently on the wooden beams above. These shadows move slowly, like leaves falling in a calm autumn breeze, adding to the hypnotic rhythm of the room. Your breath is shallow and even barely disturbing the still air that fills the cabin with peace. There is nothing left to achieve or understand, only the pure experience of being here and now. The darkness is friendly and familiar, inviting you to let go of all remaining awareness. A soft draft of cool air meets the warmth of the room near the window, creating a gentle circulation that feels refreshing yet soothing. It is a subtle movement of energy that you feel on your skin, like a light touch from a caring hand. The snow outside continues to pile up, building a quiet insulation around the cabin that enhances the sense of seclusion and safety. Inside, the silence is profound, broken only by the faintest whisper of the wind in the trees far beyond the yard. Your mind is empty of clutter, cleared of thoughts, leaving only a spacious awareness of peace and rest. The weight of your limbs increases pleasantly, anchoring you to the bed while your spirit floats in the darkness. You are drifting further away from waking life, moving deeper into the realm of dreams. The glow of the embers pulses slowly, like a heartbeat that matches your own slowing rhythm. This gentle light provides a visual anchor for your fading consciousness, a soft point of focus in the darkness. You watch it without effort, letting its warmth soothe your mind and ease any lingering tension from the day. The room feels vast and open yet intimate and enclosed, a perfect balance of space and security for your sleep. Every sound is distant and muted, filtered through layers of snow and wood until it becomes mere background noise. Your body is completely relaxed, with no muscle holding on to stress or strain, allowing total surrender to rest. The night is long and peaceful, offering plenty of time for deep and restorative slumber. You are safe in this quiet sanctuary, protected by the walls and the warmth. Your awareness narrows to a single point of comfort, the gentle pressure of the pillow against your head. It supports you perfectly, cradling your mind in a cloud of softness that invites deeper sleep. The rest of the world fades into insignificance, becoming distant and irrelevant as you focus on this sensation of ease. The air in the room is still, carrying no drafts or disturbances, only the steady warmth of the fireplace. You feel a profound sense of gratitude for this moment of peace, allowing yourself to fully accept the gift of rest. There is nowhere else you need to be, nothing else you need to do but breathe and relax. The darkness around you is soft and yielding, wrapping you in a blanket of silence. Sleep draws you closer with each breath, pulling you gently into its embrace. The boundary between waking and sleeping becomes thin and transparent, like a mist that you can easily drift through. You cross this threshold without resistance, moving smoothly from awareness into the unconscious state of rest. The sounds of the cabin fade further away, becoming echoes in a distant land that no longer holds your attention. Your body feels light and airy, floating on a sea of darkness that is both comforting and infinite. The warmth of the fire remains with you as a memory, a gentle sensation that continues to soothe even as your eyes are closed. There is a profound stillness in your mind, a quiet space where thoughts do not form but simply dissolve. You are entering a deep and restorative sleep, guided by the peace of the winter night. Let go completely, surrendering to the dark. Final fragments of thought slip away like leaves on a slow-moving river, carried off into the darkness beyond your perception. You are left with only the sensation of warmth and the gentle rhythm of your own breathing. The cabin sleeps around you, a silent witness to your rest, holding the space steady and secure against the night. There is no urgency here, no demand for action or response, only the endless flow of peaceful silence. Your mind is quiet, cleared of all noise, resting in a state of pure and simple being. The darkness is complete and total, offering a perfect canvas for the dreams that will soon begin to form. You are deeply relaxed, completely at ease, and fully ready to drift into the unknown. Sleep takes you now, soft and slow. The heavy quilt settles deeper against your shoulders, its weight a gentle anchor in the vast quiet of the room. You feel the soft wool fibers pressing lightly into your skin, creating a cocoon of warmth that blocks out any lingering chill. Your breathing slows to a rhythm as steady and predictable as the ticking clock on the mantelpiece. Each exhale releases a tiny cloud of tension, dissolving into the cool air before vanishing entirely. There is nothing left to hold on to, only this sweet heaviness pulling you further down. The firelight has faded to embers, casting long, slow shadows that dance barely perceptibly across the ceiling. You are safe within these walls, wrapped in layers of comfort and silence. The night outside continues its quiet work, while you remain suspended in this moment of perfect rest. A faint scent of pine lingers in the air, carried by the gentle draft that moves through the cabin's corners. It is a clean, earthy smell that reminds you of the forest standing watch beyond the frosted windows. Your thoughts become less like words and more like colors, soft hues drifting across the back of your eyelids. There is no shape to them, only a gentle pulse of light and shadow in the dark. The floorboards beneath the rug seem to hold the day's warmth, radiating it slowly into the quiet space above. You sink lower into the cushions, feeling the springs yield with a soft, silent sigh. Every muscle in your body responds to this invitation, loosening its grip on the present moment. The boundary between waking and sleeping grows thinner, blurring until there is no distinction at all. The sound of snow settling on the roof above is a soft whisper, barely audible over your own heartbeat. It is a rhythmic patter, like tiny fingers tapping gently against the shingles in a secret code. You listen to it without trying to understand, letting the noise wash over you like water. Your mind drifts further away from the physical room, floating into a space of pure sensation. The warmth of your hands is fading slowly, replaced by a cool comfort that feels refreshing and deep. You do not need to move, to speak, or to think about what comes next. There is only this endless now, stretching out like a long, dark road covered in fresh white powder. Peace surrounds you on all sides, thick and impenetrable, shielding you from the world outside. Your eyelids feel incredibly heavy, sealed shut by the weight of exhaustion and comfort. The darkness behind them is rich and velvety, absorbing any stray light that might disturb your rest. You are floating in this dark water, buoyant and supported by the currents of sleep. A gentle breeze moves through the room, stirring the curtains just enough to create a soft rustle. It sounds like silk brushing against glass, a delicate noise that fades as quickly as it appears. Your body feels loose and limp, disconnected from any need for tension or control. You surrender completely to this state of being, allowing yourself to be carried away. The cabin holds you in its embrace, steady and unmoving through the passing hours. The embers in the fireplace glow with a dull, red pulse, breathing slowly in the cold air. They offer just enough light to see the outline of the room, a comforting presence in the shadows. You feel the heat radiating from them, a distant warmth that touches your feet and toes. It is a gentle reminder of the day's activities, now far away and unimportant. Your consciousness narrows to a single point, focused only on this sensation of warmth and safety. Thoughts become sparse, appearing like rare stars in a clear night sky before disappearing again. You are content to watch them fade, feeling no urge to chase them or hold them close. The silence is profound, broken only by the soft crackle of burning wood. Your breaths grow shallower and more even, syncing with the quiet rhythm of the night. Each inhale brings in the cool, clean air of the cabin, filling your lungs with peace. Each exhale releases any remaining resistance, letting go of the day's burdens one by one. You are becoming lighter, less substantial, merging with the darkness that surrounds you. The world outside has stopped spinning, frozen in a moment of perfect stillness and calm. There is no time here, no past or future, only this endless present of rest. Your mind is a blank canvas, ready to be painted with dreams that will come unbidden. You float gently on the surface of your own thoughts, drifting without direction or purpose. A single drop of water falls from a leaky pipe somewhere in the distance, sounding like a bell. It echoes softly in the large, empty spaces of the cabin, fading into the silence. You notice it without disturbance, allowing the sound to pass through you like wind through trees. The rhythm of your own heart slows further, beating slowly and deeply within your chest. It is a drum that keeps time for your descent into deeper sleep, guiding you gently down. The weight of the blankets feels like a hug from someone you trust completely, safe and secure. You do not need to worry about tomorrow or yesterday, only this moment of pure existence. Sleep wraps around you like a soft cloud, muffling all noise and thought. The air in the room feels thick and warm, hugging your skin with a gentle touch. You can feel the texture of the pillow beneath your head, soft and yielding to your weight. Your face presses into the fabric, finding a comfortable spot that supports your neck perfectly. There is a pleasant numbness spreading through your limbs, starting at your toes and moving upward. It is a feeling of dissolution, as if you are melting into the bed and becoming part of it. The boundaries of your body fade away, leaving only consciousness floating in space. You are everywhere and nowhere, untethered from physical form and free to drift. The night holds you close, keeping you safe from any disturbance or intrusion. Your thoughts are now mere whispers, too faint to be heard even if you tried to listen. They dissolve into the background noise of the night, lost in the vastness of your mind. You feel a profound sense of detachment from the world, floating free of its constraints. The cabin around you is a shell of silence, protecting you from the cold outside. Inside, it is warm and inviting, a sanctuary of peace and quiet rest. You do not need to do anything, only to be present in this moment of stillness. Sleep pulls you deeper, wrapping you in layers of darkness and comfort. You are safe here, held by the night, waiting for the morning that will come soon. The final fragments of awareness slip away, leaving you in a state of pure being. You are no longer thinking, only feeling the gentle pulse of life within you. The darkness is complete, offering a perfect void for your dreams to take shape. There is no struggle here, no effort required to maintain this state of rest. You simply exist, floating in the quiet current of sleep that carries you forward. The warmth of the fire is a memory now, but its comfort remains with you. The snow continues to fall outside, silent and steady, covering the world in white. You are part of this quiet landscape, resting deeply in the heart of the night. The ember glows softly within the hearth, casting a faint, rhythmic pulse of amber light against the darkened walls. Your breathing has synchronized with this slow burn, rising and falling in a gentle, unbroken rhythm. The air is thick with the scent of old wood and cedar, comforting and familiar to your senses. You feel the weight of your body sinking deeper into the cushions, completely supported and held. There is nothing left to process, no decisions to make, only this warm, steady presence around you. The silence outside is absolute, a soft blanket that muffles the world beyond your door. A single snowflake drifts past the frosted window pane, dissolving into the glass without a sound. The room is dim now, lit only by the residual warmth of the fire and the pale moonlight outside. Your thoughts are thinning out, becoming like mist that dissipates in the quiet air. You feel a profound sense of safety, wrapped in the layers of your blanket and the night. The cabin creaks softly, a lullaby of timber settling into its rest for the evening. Every muscle in your body relaxes further, releasing the last traces of tension. The darkness in the room deepens, becoming velvety and rich against your eyes. You are floating now, untethered from time and space, drifting in a sea of comfort. The fire has reduced to a bed of grey ash, holding its warmth within. Your mind is clear, empty of clutter, resting in the spaciousness of sleep. A distant owl calls softly, its voice blending into the wind that whispers through the pines. You feel lighter than air, buoyant and peaceful in your stillness. Your eyelids are heavy, resting lightly against the darkness of your own making. The boundary between waking and sleeping has blurred into nothingness. You are simply a vessel for rest, accepting the night's gentle embrace. The cold air outside is far away, sealed out by thick walls and warm blankets. Inside there is only warmth and quiet, a sanctuary built just for you. Time moves slowly here, stretching out into an infinite, peaceful horizon. A final spark leaps from the ash and fades into silence. The room settles into a deep, undisturbed quiet. Your breathing is shallow and even matching the rhythm of the sleeping world. You feel no need to move, to speak, or to think. There is only the soft pressure of the mattress beneath you and the air above. Sleep pulls you down, deeper still, into the core of your being. The snow continues to fall, blanketing the forest in white silence. The cabin stands still, a beacon of warmth in the frozen night. You are part of this landscape now, rooted in peace and rest. The world outside is dreaming too, suspended in the quiet beauty of winter. There is nowhere else you need to be. This moment is all that exists. Your consciousness drifts further away like a leaf on a slow-moving stream. The sounds of the night are distant echoes now, fading into memory. You feel a profound sense of letting go, surrendering to the current of sleep. The warmth of the fire is a gentle memory in your mind. Rest is total, complete, and effortless. The air around you feels still and heavy with comfort. Your body is completely at rest, heavy and relaxed. There is no tension left to release, only the deep peace of sleep. The night wraps around you like a soft, dark cloud. You are safe, held in the arms of the quiet. Silence fills the room, complete and undisturbed. Your mind is empty, a blank canvas of rest. The world has stopped turning for you. There is only the gentle rise and fall of your chest. Sleep holds you close, whispering nothing but peace. The darkness is total, gentle and welcoming. You drift further into the unknown, carried by the tide of sleep. There is no end to this rest, only more quiet. The night continues, steady and soft. You are gone now, lost in the sweet nothingness.